So today we're going to look at multiplying fractions by fractions. Hopefully you've already gone through the lesson which should explain most of this, but if I work through a homework with you, then it'll give you a much better idea of the sort of thing you're going to be expected to answer yourself. If you try it yourself, the numbers will be different than the ones I'm looking at now, but the questions will be very similar. Pen and paper will be useful for workings, but you cannot use a calculator for this homework. So let's begin. So multiplication targets. Multiply the fraction in the middle of each target by each fraction in the blue ring. The first one has been done for you. So they've done 1/2 times 1/6 to make 1/12. The 1 times the 1 makes 1, and the 2 times the 6 makes the 12. That's all you've got to do for multiplying fractions. Times the top number by the top number and the bottom number by the bottom number. And then maybe sometimes you've got to simplify. So 1 times 5 makes 5. And 2 times 11 makes 22. 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 10 makes 20. 1 times 2 makes 2, and 2 times 5 makes 10. Okay, right, let's look at this one. 2 over 10, we can simplify that. We should always check for this. They're both even numbers, so we can halve them both. So that'll become 1 over 5. On to the next target. So 3 times 6 makes 18, and 8 times 7 makes 56. They're both even numbers, so let's simplify by halving them. So let's have 9 and 28, and there's nothing more that goes into them, so it's as simple as it gets. 3 times 2 makes 6, and 8 times 11 makes 88. Again, they're both even numbers. Whenever they're even numbers, you can halve them, or sometimes there's different factors that go into it. But in this case, halve them. 3 over 44. That's as simple as it gets. Next one. 3 times 7 makes 21, and 8 times 11 makes 88. There's nothing that goes into both of those. 3 times 1 makes 3. 8 times 9 makes 72. Now I know that 3 goes into both of these. It's a little bit tougher to spot, but 3 definitely does go into both of those. So it goes in once there, and it goes in 24 times there. On to the next target. So 9 times 7 makes 63, and 10 times 8 makes 80. 9 times 4 makes 36. 10 times 7 makes 70. I've got a couple of even numbers there, so let's halve them. I'm going to get 18 and 35. Let's just check. No, I don't think anything else goes into them. 9 times 5 makes 45. 10 times 7 makes 70. Well, they're not even numbers, but numbers that end in 5 or 0, 5 goes into them. So if I divide them both by 5, the top one's going to become 9, and the bottom one's going to become 14. And 9 times 7 makes 63, and 10 times 9 makes 90. Well, I know both of those are in my 9 times table, so I can simplify those. This 7 times, and this 10 times. So let's just check our answers there. Got them all right, excellent. On to the next question. So word problems again. When you're doing word problems, just remember what the topic is, because that is what maths you're going to have to do. So we're going to be reading the words, but we are going to be thinking about multiplying fractions. So Callum used 4/5 of a meter of wood to make a model boat. He used 9/10 of this amount to make a model aeroplane. How much wood did he use to make the model aeroplane? Now that's pretty tricky if we didn't know the topic was multiplying. You might want to subtract them or do something else, but we know we've got to multiply them because he's using 9/10 of 4/5, and the word of in maths can often be replaced by a multiplication sign. So 9 times 4 makes 36, and 5 times 10 makes 50. It says simplify if possible. They're both even numbers, so let's halve them. 18 over 25, and that's as simple as that one gets. Susie used 3/7 of a litre of water to make squash. She wanted to make 3/4 of, so there's that word of again. That tells us multiply. How much water she needs. So let's multiply. 3 times 3 makes 9. 7 times 4 makes 28. Let's check. I don't think anything goes into them, so we'll leave them. Eddie ran 6/7 of a kilometer. The next day he was tired and only ran 4/7 of, there's that word again, this distance, multiply. How far did he run? 6 times 4 makes 24. 7 times 7 makes 49. It looks like something should go into both of those, but no, nothing does, because 49, the only thing that goes into it is 7, and that doesn't go into 24. All right, last one. Mandy bought 2/3 of a kilogram of carrots. She used 1/8 of them to make soup. What mass of carrots did she use in the soup? So 2 times 1 makes 2. 3 times 8 makes 24. We can halve top and bottom to get 1/12. Let's just check that. Great, we've got them all right, so hopefully that helps.